The new SAP Certified Configuration Consultant Concur Expense Professional Edition exam isn't just about memorizing configuration screens anymore. Instead, you'll be placed into AI-powered role-play scenarios where you're expected to solve real Concur expense configuration challenges just like a consultant working on a live implementation. If you're preparing for this certification, you're in the right place. In this video, you'll practice the same types of performance-based tasks, scenario-based questions, and hands-on configuration exercises you'll encounter during the exam. Rather than answering multiple-choice questions, you'll work through realistic consultant scenarios and complete practical configuration tasks. Let's jump straight into your first exam-style simulation. Scenario 1. Configure expense types. Your company has introduced new travel policies. Employees need separate expense categories for airfare, hotel, mileage, meals, and client entertainment while enforcing company spending rules. AI Examiner. Explain how you would configure expense types to support these requirements. Response. First, I would identify the business requirements and policy rules. Next, I would configure the required expense types for each spending category. For every expense type, I would define required fields, validation rules, default behaviors, receipt requirements, policy controls. Then I would verify that each expense type integrates correctly with approval workflows and reporting. Finally, I would test multiple employee scenarios before moving the configuration into production. AI cross-question. Why is proper expense type configuration important? Best response. Expense types determine how users submit expenses, how policies are enforced, how approvals behave, and how financial data remains consistent throughout the expense process. Exam tip. Start by understanding the business requirement, then explain your configuration steps logically. Always mention testing before deployment. Scenario 2. Improve compliance. Employees frequently submit expenses without receipts, creating audit issues. AI Examiner. How would you improve compliance? Best response. I would review current expense policies and identify missing validation controls. Then I would configure mandatory receipt requirements based on expense type and spending thresholds. Next, I would enable policy warnings or blocking validations where appropriate. Finally, I would test the configuration to ensure users receive clear guidance before submitting expense reports. AI cross-question. What business value does this provide? Best response. It improves policy compliance, reduces manual audits, increases data quality, and minimizes reimbursement risks. Exam tip. Whenever compliance is mentioned, emphasize policy rules, validation controls, mandatory receipts, and user guidance. If you'd like more SAP hands-on practice, realistic SAP scenario-based questions, and full SAP exam simulations, visit pass4success.com, where you can practice AI role-play scenarios before exam day. Scenario 3. Configure secondary components. Users report inconsistent data entry and confusion during expense submissions. AI Examiner. How would you configure secondary components to improve usability? Best response. I would review the existing configuration and identify unnecessary complexity. Then I would configure supporting components that simplify user input while maintaining policy compliance. I would standardize field behavior, improve data consistency, and remove unnecessary options wherever possible. After testing with business users, I would validate that reporting and downstream processes continue to function correctly. AI cross. Question. Why are secondary components important? Best response. Although they may appear minor, secondary components improve user experience, reduce errors, strengthen data consistency, and support overall system effectiveness. Exam. Tip. Focus on improving usability while maintaining data consistency and compliance. Explain how your configuration benefits end users. Scenario 4. Support a project team. You're joining an implementation project as a configuration consultant. Several departments have different expense policies. AI Examiner. What would your implementation approach be? Best response. I would begin by gathering business requirements from each department. Next, I would identify common policies and department-specific exceptions. I would configure the system to support standardized processes while accommodating approved business differences. After configuration, I would perform testing with key users, document results, and support user acceptance testing before deployment. AI cross-question. What is your responsibility as part of the project team? Best response. My responsibility is to deliver accurate configuration, support business requirements, maintain compliance, validate functionality through testing, and collaborate with stakeholders throughout implementation. Exam tip. Show a consultant's mindset. Gather requirements, configure the solution, test thoroughly, and collaborate with stakeholders. Scenario 5. Maintain data consistency. Different departments use inconsistent expense information, causing reporting issues. AI examiner. How would you improve data consistency? Best response. I would review current configurations to identify inconsistencies. Then I would standardize expense-related components across departments wherever business requirements allow. I would simplify configuration, eliminate duplicate values, and validate integrations to ensure consistent reporting. Finally, I would perform end-to-end testing to confirm accurate results. AI cross. Question. Why is data consistency important? Best response. Consistent configuration improves reporting accuracy, reduces processing errors, simplifies maintenance, and supports better business decision-making. Exam tip. Highlight standardization, eliminating inconsistencies, validating integrations, and performing end-to-end testing. Scenario 6. Certification renewal. Conversation. A customer asks how long the certification remains valid and how to maintain it. AI examiner. How would you answer? Best response. The SAP Certified Configuration Consultant, Concur Expense Professional Edition certification is valid for 12 months. To extend the certification for another 12 months, the consultant must successfully complete the required renewal assessment before expiration. SAP also provides personalized notifications to help candidates maintain their certification status. AI cross. Question. Why should consultants keep certifications current? Best response. Continuous certification ensures consultants stay aligned with new SAP features, configuration practices, and evolving business requirements. Exam tip. Answer confidently with key facts, then explain why continuous learning and certification renewal are valuable to consultants. Today, you completed 6 practical SAP exam tasks covering expense type configuration, compliance, secondary components, project implementation, data consistency, and certification maintenance. That's exactly the mindset required for today's SAP performance-based exam. Continue your preparation with our SAP certification playlist for more SAP hands-on practice, SAP scenario-based questions, and realistic SAP exam simulations. For full AI role-play practice, mock exams, flashcards, and revision materials, visit pass4success.com. If this video helped you feel like you actually performed an SAP consultant task, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others preparing for the SAPC_CE 325 exam. Keep practicing consistently because real consulting skills are what help you succeed on exam day and beyond.